Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're discussing the Dream Big Manifest palette by BPERFECT. This is what it looks like. And this is what the inside looks like. So I was so inspired by this color story that I decided to pick this up. I thought I could do lots of fun looks with this one. And now that I look at it, I see that I haven't used many of the shades I'm actually very drawn to. So that's the thing, every time I open this palette I see something new I want to use. So I've used this palette about 4 times now, and I did a blue look, a purple look, a green look, a brown and gold look, and now I've done this sunset cut crease look that I swear looks better in real life than it does on camera, and that's so unfair. But I'm working with very little natural lighting today, so that just has to be the case. I'll tell you my thoughts about this palette in the end, and I think some of it will show during the tutorial. And I don't really like swatching this because the shimmer shades are so, I don't know, you lose a lot of shadow very quickly, and I just find that to be a bit of a shame. You can see I used this color Benji over here for my look today, and I feel like I'm already halfway to hitting pan on it. And I want to keep it for as long as possible. So Make Me Up Missa, I always want to say Make Up Missa, but it's Make Me Up Missa. I'll link it down below. She also reviewed this palette and she did swatches. And also Karen Harris reviewed this palette. She has a more tan skin tone. I think she also did swatches. So I'll link those videos down below, and then maybe you can use those for the swatches, if that's okay. So now, without further ado, let's go into the eye look I created. Alright, so let's do a fun look using this awesome palette. I already did a blue look, a purple look, and a golden look. So I kind of want to do something with the orange and yellows in this palette. But I am still interested in doing something else with the blues. So as usual, I'm priming with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. I've used this primer every time I've used this palette, and it seems to work out fine. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is do a multi-toned crease ranging from a yellow, orange to a purple. So I'm going to do orange, pink, purple. And then I'll make a cut crease and I'll do the bright yellow over there. I think that would be a fun way to use this palette. So I'm taking my small eye blender brush by Essence, and I'm going to go into the shade Murphy's first, which is the bright orange. That looks nice and vibrant. I really find this palette so inspirational. I know there's a lot of browns and not everything seems to go together, but every time I open it I feel like I want to explore another color story. So this is a nice red orange. I'm just gonna leave it at that and do the same at the other side. I'm just going to leave it at that for now. And I'm going into the shade Gratitude, which is right next to it. And I hope these will not create a muddy mess. I think they are close enough for it to work. So I'm going to put that in the middle part above my crease. They seem to blend fine. They mix into sort of a red. And then finally I'm taking the dark purple, which is called Rave, which is this shade. And I'm going to put that in my outer corner and outer crease. I'm dragging it out into a point on this side, and I'm going to do the same on this side. Because I think that looks kind of cool. This purple appears to be just a little bit patchy. But I guess it's okay. I'm going to clean my brush and I'm going to go in the other direction. So I'm going in with Gratitude again. Just making sure none of these other colors are lost. They blend very easily. In real life, I don't see a harsh line between those shades. I'm not sure how it's picking up on camera. And then I'm going back into the orange. And that's it for the basic color placement. Now I'm cleaning my brush up real good, and I'm just going to blend the edges on the upper side. I think I'm going to use corresponding colors in the palette for this, just to make sure they're very blended. So for the purple, I'm going to use Inspire, which is this one. Just wiggling a little bit around the edge. I do think this looks nicer than this. Then for the pink, I'm going into Lele, which is this shade over here. And then later on, I'm going into Sneak Peek, which is the lighter orange shade. So now I'm going in with Sneak Peek. I think that looks better. It's almost touching my eyebrows now. But the blend is better. I think that's it for the base colors. I'm going to cut my crease now, and I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to use my Anastasia base. And I do have a designated brush for this, but it is a little bit dirty. I think that will work. I'm just going to put a little bit of primer on the back of my hand. And then let's hope that I don't make this cut too high, because that's what I usually do. Zoom you in just a little bit more so you can see what I'm doing. So I have this small shader brush, which is a little bit stiff. And I'm just picking up a little bit of the eye primer. And with my eyes open, I stamp a little bit just above my crease, so that when I open my eyes, the shade is still visible. And I picked up a trick from Makeup by Make Me Up Missa, that she starts in the center just so she doesn't make this scoop too big. think the shape is okay. I'm just going to refine the edges. And then with my finger I'm going to smooth out the edges on the side. And I'm making it a little bit diagonally on purpose. So I think this is the shape I want to go with. So usually I go way too far here. I think this looks better. So I'll try to mimic this on the other side. So I hope that was visible. I think these are good enough, similar enough. So now I'll zoom you out a little bit again. I think this looks nice enough. So now I thought I would go into the shade Benji, which is this awesome metallic yellow shade. And I want to blend that into something. Maybe this, Driven, in the inside, and then the Benji in the middle, and this one on the outside, maybe? I'm taking a flat packing brush and I'm going into the shade Benji. Okay, this is a lot more crumbly than I was expecting. I think I'm going to need a glitter glue with this. So I'm taking my NYX glitter primer, and I noticed this with most of the shades in this palette, most of the glitter shades so far. So I think the other brush was a little bit dirty as well, so I'm going in with my cut crease brush into the shade Benji again, and let's see if it works better. Yes, that's a lot better. So I feel like I'm going to hit pan on one of these shades very soon. Because of the texture of the eyeshadows, you really have to dig your brush in there. And even with the glitter primer, there's still quite a bit of fallout. So I think that's it for Benji. Now I'm going into Driven, which is a cream shade, I think. It's sort of a champagne. Alright, now I'm going back with my original Essence brush, and I'm going to take the shade Honor, which is a purple metallic, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner. And there's massive amount of fallout with this one. I'm not going to really blend these two, because they are complementary colors, so they will mix to be sort of a brown. Just going to keep it like this. And that's it for the top part of the eyes. And I'll just show you. I got so much fallout on my white shirt. That was really a mistake to put that on. Alright, that's it for the upper part of the eyes. I'm now also going to do the under eye. And I think since I have this yellow and purple, I want to make the under eye a bit more orange to make sure that still comes out. So I'm taking my pencil brush and I'm going into the shade Murphy's. And I think I'm also going to put a little bit over here. Just because that got lost a little bit. And I can clean this up if it goes a little bit too low. And then I'm going into the shade Squad, which is this burgundy shade, and I'm going to use that to connect the outer corner and the lower lash line. That really pulls the whole look together. Yes, that's nice. I'm going back into Sneak Peek and I'm going to soften the edges a little bit. And that's it for the eyeshadow. I'm going to put, ooh, I have this new yellow eyeliner, which I'm going to try. That's perfect. Just letting it dry for a little bit and then I'm going in with a second coat. Yes, this is also a very good addition to my eyeliner collection. I'm going to do my base makeup, add some lashes and everything, and then I'll come back to show you the finished look. I'm back, I've got all my makeup on. I think this lighting is making it look a little bit worse than it is in real life. At least I hope that's true. I don't know, I don't hate this, but I guess I'm not in love with it. But this is the finished look. And now let me leave some final thoughts about this palette. I like this palette. I really like the creativity that goes into using it. So you can really take different routes and the shadows do perform nicely. But I do think sometimes they need a little building up or they turn a little bit patchy and then you can't really fix it. And then my main issue is that the shimmers are so crunchy and the glitters or like the particles in it are so big that it creates a big mess unless you use a glitter glue, and even then it doesn't look perfect and you get a lot of fallout. That's just my main gripe with this. But when you get them on and when they stick, they are very pretty and I do love the colors. So I'll insert some pictures of looks I did in the previous week. So I did about 4 looks and I took pictures of 2 or 3 of them. So I'll show you those right now. So I did this brown look that was a little bit inspired by a look that I did with the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette, and I could immediately sense the difference, feel the difference between those two palettes. So the Pat McGrath palette was a dream to work with, and the Dream Big palette was just a little bit more of a struggle, but I did really like the end result. And even my boyfriend liked it, and he didn't like the Pat McGrath version for some reason. So I guess that's something worth noticing, worth noting. And then I did this beautiful turquoisey look that my mother really liked, she said. I didn't take a picture that day, but that turned out really okay, and I didn't use an eye base or like an eye primer glitter thing for that one. So the palette is definitely workable. It's just, you have to work a little bit with it. It doesn't just hand you the eye look. It really takes quite a bit of trouble. But I guess I do like the end result. I just don't like this lighting situation. It makes me look a little bit ill. I guess that's just, I hardly have any natural lighting today, so this is just with my artificial lights and it's not ideal. So I'll hold it up one more time. Yeah, I really like this color story. I think it has a lot to offer. Oh, if I have to say one more thing, I think there are just a little bit too many browns in here. So there are about 4 mid-tone browns. I think there could have been 1 or 2 less, and then maybe a red or another lighter green, something like that. But I do really like this color story, and I don't think this was a very expensive palette either, so it's not like you're losing a lot of money. And I bought it mainly to have something nice to experiment with and try these kind of cut crease looks every once in a while. So, and do palette bingos and maybe as an add-on palette, and I think all those things are very possible with this palette. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you liked my eye look. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.